Hi folks, welcome to summer. Anyway, here at the Hoard we have something known as the Ride of Shame. The Ride of Shame happens, sorry about the wind, when this rope comes off the back of this thing and hooks to the front of something and it gets dragged to the backyard. That's the Ride of Shame. It means that you don't run. And it also means, unfortunately, you may never run. You're not dead, but you're not feeling very well. And once again, chances are you're not going to run. The Ride of Shame is kind of like your last ride. It's kind of the ride in the Cadillac station wagon here at the Hoard. Well, this one was getting ready for the Ride of Shame. It was getting ready to go back into the backyard. And just to remind you guys about this one came from the Rhinebeck Car Show. God, I forgot what I paid for it. I'll write it down. I think it was $100, if I'm recalling properly. I think it was a C note. Or was it 50? I don't know. It was very reasonable. I mean, the tires were in good shape. It has some plastic, some racks. I bought it more or less as a parts bike, and I brought it home, and I'm like, let me try to get it started. The compression was low. I put some oil in the cylinder and it got a little better, but it was still pretty low. I don't think it got to 100. It was in around 90, I think, even with oil down the cylinder. So it was low, and what I did is I did a leak back test on it, and it turns out the intake valve was leaking by. Now, that's what the box looked like, the air cleaner box, and there was no filter on it. And quite honestly, that's what the carburetor looked like. See how dirty it is in there? So I'm thinking this bike was run without an air cleaner. And when you do that, there's a penalty. I used to have a head from a 200X floating around, or 200S, that I was able to actually show the damage that was done. But if you're intaking a bunch of air that's dirty, that has a lot of particulates in it, you'll find that you actually begin to eat the engine side of the valve seat. This actually gets eaten up. So what happens is, your valve, to close, you need more and more play on it. You know, the valve follower, and you got that little adjusting screw on it, and there's the nut on it right here. By the way, I'm drawing left-handed, so it's really bad. So you loosen that, and you got to back this off, which allows the valve to sink further into the head. So anyway, it was low in compression, and I figured, let me give this thing one more thing before I call it dead, before I give it the Ride of Shame. So I managed to get the cover off, and I loosened it up, and I think you guys could see in there, if you're at all familiar with these, you'll realize that it is backed off more than it should be. That there's more screw showing right here than there should be. Hopefully you guys could see that. But I did back it off so that it's loose enough. I might be at top. I might have some pressure on the valve because I turned the engine over, and lo and behold, look what we have here. And by the way, this is dry. So it came in about 135 dry compression, which and it sounds a lot better. It's got more of a thump to it as I turn it over. So what I'm going to do now is, it looks like this thing has potential. I'm going to check the oil. I'm going to put the carburetor back together again. If you look at it, this is one of those carburetors that you need to hook the cable to. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. Oh, it does have a regular carburetor. Good. I just took the slide out to do the compression test on it. Anyhow, so I'm going to put the carburetor back together again. I'm going to check the oil, make sure it's got gas in it and all that other stuff. I'm going to put a remote gas tank on it, and we're going to give it a shot. We're going to see if we can't get this rig started, and we're going to see if we can't drive it around back so that it can join its other friends, right? To be towed around back, that's the ride of shame and not a good thing. You might get to ride the Cadillac station wagon soon. If you're a Honda, you get to turn into parts. Where if you drive yourself around back, you get to stay intact, and then I just got to figure out how to store it intact. Anyway, folks, I want to thank y'all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and please, please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.